What if the most powerful path to health isn't locked away in some high-tech lab, but it's actually sitting right there in your kitchen? Today, we are going to dive into a way of eating that connects some really ancient wisdom with cutting-edge modern science.
So let's just start with a big, kind of crazy question. What if there was a biological switch, a little reset button, inside every single one of your cells? A switch that, when you flip it, tells your body to clean house, to break down all the old damaged parts, and basically reset itself at the most fundamental level. Well, guess what? That switch is real.
And this process, it has a name. It's called autophagy. Now, that literally means self-eating, which sounds a little intense, I know. But the easiest way to picture it is as your cell's own dedicated cleanup crew. I mean, think of tiny little Pac-Man just moving through your cells, gobbling up junk proteins and clearing out all the debris. This isn't just about tidying up. It's a deep cleaning process that scientists have linked to longevity and fighting off age-related diseases. But what tells this cleanup crew to even start working? I mean, who gives the order? Well, the answer is a naturally occurring molecule called spermidine. Spermidine basically acts as the master key to the whole autophagy system. When your spermidine levels are high enough, it tells that crew, all right, time to wake up and get to work, and it kickstarts that whole cellular renewal process. Okay, so here's the catch. As we get older, our body's natural production of spermidine, well, it drops. For a lot of people, by the time they hit their 40s, that amazing cellular cleanup crew just goes quiet. And all that cellular trash, it starts to pile up. Modern cell biology doesn't just see this as a side effect of aging, they see it as one of the actual things that drives aging.
So how do we get more of this master key? Well, this is where things get really cool. This is where modern science beautifully lines up with ancient wisdom. It turns out that a lot of the foods that have been revered in traditional diets for centuries are packed with the very compounds science is now realizing are critical for our cellular health.
I mean, just look at this. Take olive oil. It was used for healing back in biblical times, and what do we know now? It's loaded with polyphenols that fight inflammation. Pomegranates, which were considered a sacred fruit, are now known to have antioxidants that can help reverse arterial damage. And fermented foods, just an old way to preserve things, are incredible sources of probiotics for your gut. It's all connected.
So this wisdom, it's been with us for thousands of years. But let's get specific. Where can we find that master key, spermidine, in our diet today?
The answers might actually surprise you a little bit. At the very top of the list is wheat germ. Yeah, the embryo of the wheat plant. It has a whopping 24 milligrams per 100 grams. Right behind that are fermented soybeans like natto or tempeh and aged cheeses, think Parmesan or Gouda. And look, even everyday foods like mushrooms and green peas are fantastic sources. Now, it's really tempting to just go all in on these superfoods to flip that autophagy switch. But here's the thing. You can't install a brand new, fancy software update on a computer that has a dead battery, right? These advanced cellular strategies, they only really work if our basic, foundational nutritional needs are already being met.
So let's talk about that foundation. Before we can even think about optimizing, we have to make sure the whole system is actually powered on. And that means we need to address the most common nutrient deficiencies that prevent our bodies from working right, often without us even knowing it. And the research points to 4 major gaps that show up again and again and again: vitamin D, iron, magnesium, and vitamin B12. Getting enough of these isn't just a minor detail, it's the absolute bedrock of good health. It affects everything from your energy to your mood.
First up, vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin. This might be the single most common deficiency in the entire world. If you're constantly tired, if your bones and muscles ache, or if you just get a low mood in the winter, this could be why. Your absolute best source is direct sunlight, but fatty fish and supplements are also great options, especially if you live somewhere with long, dark winters.
Next is iron. Its main job is to carry oxygen around in your blood. So when you're low, you feel this deep, profound exhaustion that sleep just doesn't seem to fix. This is especially common in women. Now, red meat is the source that's easiest to absorb, but plant-based options like spinach and lentils are great too, especially if you have them with some vitamin C.
And then there's magnesium. Probably the most underrated mineral out there. It's involved in over 300 different functions in your body. So if you get muscle cramps, if you feel anxious, or you have trouble sleeping, you might be low. The good news? It's found in really delicious foods like dark chocolate, nuts, and avocados. And finally, vitamin B12. It's absolutely essential for your nerve function and for making red blood cells. A deficiency can cause exhaustion, brain fog, and even a weird tingling in your hands and feet. The key thing to remember here is that B12 is only found naturally in animal products, which makes supplementing essential for anyone on a vegan or even a vegetarian diet.
Okay, so we've covered the really advanced science of autophagy, and we've covered the absolute fundamentals of filling nutrient gaps. Now let's pull it all together into a simple, actionable blueprint for eating well.
Here it is. Step 1. Activate your cellular cleanup crew. You do that by regularly including those spermidine-rich foods. Step 2. Add in the ancient wisdom. Incorporate healthy fats from things like olive oil and nuts and antioxidants from colorful fruits. And step 3, the most important one, secure your foundation. Make sure you are not deficient in those key nutrients.
So what does this look like on your plate or on your shopping list? Think of it as a powerhouse list. You've got wheat germ for spermidine. You've got fermented foods for both spermidine and probiotics. Leafy greens for iron and magnesium. Fatty fish, nuts, and colorful fruits to cover the rest of your bases. These foods all work together. They build this incredible synergy in your body. I want to leave you with this final thought. It's a quote that says, "Every bite you take is either building your health or destroying it. There is no neutral ground." When you really start to look at your plate through that lens of cellular health, you realize that every single meal is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to activate your body's own healing systems and build the vibrant health you were designed for. So, what choice are you going to make today?